Well guys, the sunless spring and the record snowfall seems to have engendered a Viking summer across the Ohio Territory, punctuated by frequent invasions of cold Nordic air that has spawned the most destructive summer of storms in memory for the residents of the Ohio River Valley. And the looting has exacted a heavy toll all across this realm. The damage has been pervasive and extensive and forced the residents of this region to pay a dear price. Now, this has been one of the coolest, dare I say coldest summers in memory for this land. We are still awaiting our first 100-degree day, and we are currently at the beginning of September. Highly unusual for a region that usually receives 3 or 4 weeks basically of 100-degree temperatures. And I can tell you firsthand that I'm out in my garden working every night, and there would have only been a couple weeks this entire summer when you would have been uncomfortable working out there with me in a jacket. And even the surreal season that we've experienced here seems a mere footnote compared to the word I now have from the north. My family and friends have been sending me articles and emails all season long detailing the lost summer to be found in the Pacific Northwest this year. And the latest article they sent me was entitled "Long Cold Summer for Washington." And that article confirmed these warnings that even at low elevations, the foothills and trails of the Cascade region are still completely snow-covered through the end of August. This could be the first year that I know of in modern history where the Pacific Northwest does not see a thorough snowmelt at low and moderate elevation. And with the research that I've been doing, I've found evidence that this Viking summer seems to have taken hold in regions across the planet on nearly every continent this summer. So we thought we would stop in and give you another quick Ice Age update. And while the mainstream media and the press has focused almost exclusively on record heat and the terrible drought afflicting the south central region of the North American continent, and our thoughts and feelings go out to our friends in Texas, Oklahoma. They are certainly receiving extreme weather this summer. But I feel that there's a host of other articles that aren't getting hardly any airtime at all, and I'd like to bring a few of those up. The first being the anomaly of the snowfall that Hawaii received on June 6th at Mauna Kea. Up to 8 inches on the roadways, according to rangers there in the Hawaiian Islands. In June. Now this was followed up by another outlier in the middle of June, a blizzard in the UK. And the article that I read stated that blizzard-like conditions had struck the UK and Wales, and that this had taken place in regions under 100 feet above sea level. So this was no freak mountain snowstorm. Witnesses to the event stated that it's the middle of June, just days before the summer solstice here, but there we were, standing with a snowstorm all around us. And then, as if things couldn't get more bizarre, I found word of winter weather advisories near the summer solstice for California. Donner Pass, Carson Pass, and Reno at elevations as low as 6,500 feet. And that authorities were requiring trucks on I-80 at the Mount Rose Highway to actually use chains in the middle of June in California. And then guys, if this wasn't enough for you, you know, the hits just kept on coming. Montana weather winter advisories in June, snow for Italy in June, the coldest ever recorded temperatures for Darwin in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, the coldest ever temperatures in a generation, 41 years is the word that I have. Montana actually saw snowfall on June 20th and over a half a foot of snow, 8 inches of snow in Colorado. Now this June swoon of the summer of 2011 saw absolutely no let up through July, with the Atacama Desert Storm in a region that receives only a few inches of rainfall a year. They saw several feet of snow fall across one of the driest regions on the planet. This was followed by a Bolivian snowstorm that actually killed 35 people. Up to 3 feet of snow falling across towns there in Bolivia. Thousands of people stranded, and the pictures that I saw were villagers actually digging out the trails by hand. Now, I read an article stating that the ultra marathon in Montana this year was actually canceled because of up to 6 feet of snow on the trails there, and that race organizers stated that they doubted any of the racers could actually finish the marathon because the snows were so high, snow so deep, that they worried that many of the racers would become lost in that bare country because the signs would be actually concealed. And then how about this? Have you seen this now? The blizzard that struck China in the middle of July, over a foot of snow falling on the Sichuan region and actually closing the state highways there. Motorists forced to abandon vehicles and seek shelter from the raging blizzard in the middle of July. Unbelievable. And once again, nary a peep of coverage out of the global warming media. Nothing, not a word about that. A foot of snow in the middle of July for China. Unbelievable. And then I found word of the coldest summer in history for Southern California. The article that I read was entitled, "What Summer? Record Cold for California." LAX International Airport has seen record lows across July and August. It was the coldest June and July in Southern California in recorded history, with temperatures only averaging 69 degrees. Well, guys, it's been a summer of snowstorms across the planet, and on a side note, it's also been one of the coldest summers in history for Ireland. And I got into a small debate with one of the YouTubers who was from Ireland about global warming earlier on in the spring, and I just wanted to tip my hat to that gentleman and state that I hope he's preparing lots of firewood for what I anticipate will be a clearly non-global warming winter across Western Europe, North America, and the world. We hope all of you guys are doing well. We hope you're being safe, and hopefully the sun's shining where you are. We hope you guys are doing well. We hope you're being safe. And hopefully the sun's shining where you are.